What is going on, everybody? What is up, everybody? Happy Father's Day, one and all. Let me know if you guys can hear my sound. Shout out to everybody in the group. What's up, everybody? Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Let's get it popping. Let's start asking questions. Let's start talking. Hello, everybody. Happy evening, everybody. You guys hear me okay? Yes, nice. Thank you so much, JRV. Hi, Tiger. How you doing? Yo, shout out Nug M for becoming a channel member. Shout out Misspelled for becoming a channel member. I appreciate it. Happy Father's Day. What's up, Lasso? What's up, Chantel? What's going on, Val? What's going on, Tom? What's going on, JRV? What's up, Tiger? What's up, Tassos? Let me see. What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? All right, it's 8 o'clock. Let's start asking some questions. We're going to do this for 1 hour. And then right after, we're going to have the channel live. We're going to have only channel member live. If anybody wants to join at 9 o'clock, where we're going to go more in depth on any questions that anybody has. Elaine, thank you so much. Thank you for the best wishes. Thank you. I had a beautiful day chilling with my family today. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Adolfo, what's up, buddy? All right. Let's go. Chantel says, here's my question. Getting in early. I bought a $15 cash secured put. You didn't buy, you sold a $15 cash secured put on SoFi last month, expiring 6/20. Do I want it to get to $15 by Friday? And what happens if it does or doesn't? So if you have a $15 cash secured put, you're saying that you're willing to buy SoFi at $15 on or before June 20th. So the question is, what do you want to do? Do you want to buy the shares at $15? Well, if the price of SoFi is going to be under $15, you're going to have to buy it. So if you want it, you go for it. If you don't want to own the shares of SoFi, just roll it. That's all you got to do. Just roll it. Do I want to get a $15? No, you don't want it you don't want your cash secured put to be $15 because that means you have to buy the shares. Unless you want to buy the shares, you don't want it to hit $15. You want it to stay below $15. I'm sorry, above $15. Adam, thank you for your top-notch education and happy Father's Day to everyone. Please share personal examples when we're too deep in the water. How did you get out? Very simple. I had a video of my SoFi play where I had $655,000 of collateral, and I was rolling it for 4 months, and I had a $14 strike on SoFi cash secured put, and I was rolling it for 4 months. I collected around $62,000 in premium, and guess what? SoFi finished on Friday, expired at like $14.10, and I got out of the play. And Robinhood let me borrow $655,000. I made $62,000 on that $655,000. Can anybody guess how much interest I paid on it, on my margin? I paid $0 of interest. $0 of interest, because unless you get assigned, you don't pay margin rates. So that's a story for you guys. The video is up on my channel. I'll do a follow-up video this week. Happy Father's Day, Tom. Again, Misspelled, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Guys, we're going to have a live only for channel members after this live at 9 o'clock p.m., only for channel members. And if you guys want to become channel members to be part of that live, go for it. Let's see. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Hey, Adam, I want to ask you if you could list some good dividend paying stocks you recommend for a retirement strategy. Yeah, so I have a whole playlist about dividend stocks, but essentially I like everything from NEOS. I would start with SPY, QQQI, IWMI, and if you want to get a little bit riskier but a lot more premium, BTCI. If you guys want to go into business development corporations, PBDC. If you guys want to go into midstream energy, AMLP or ET. If you guys want to get a preferred stock, PFFA. And if you guys want to go absolutely berserk, MSTY or IMIST. But that's very risky, please. De Jesus, if an option has, do I pronounce your name Jesus or De Jesus? I'm sorry for asking. I honestly don't know. Or it's just like De Jesus. If it's an option has no volume, is that a problem? Well, yeah, you need volume if you want to get out of a play, but usually I find as you get closer to the expiration date, even no volume contracts start getting volume. It only happened to me one time actually on a call, not a covered call, where it's on D-Lo and I have no volume. I don't know what the hell happened on that play. But usually there's volume that opens up a little bit later. By the way, I am signed up for my one-on-one with you in August, but is there a wait list? I see I can meet you. Yeah, so anybody that wants to do a one-on-one, a bunch of them just opened up because I changed the way that I'm doing things. So I'm going to leave everybody a link for one-on-ones. 1 second, I'm going to pin it to the calendar. 1 second. So if anybody wants to book a one-on-one, one moment, I will link it and then I will post it. 1 moment. Yeah, there's a bunch of one-on-ones that opened up because basically a lot of people were scheduled one-on-ones and I didn't have like a pay link on it. So now I changed it where there's a pay link. So if anybody wants to do a one-on-one, let me just link it. 1 moment. What? All right, I just pinned the message. If anybody wants to do a one-on-one, there's a pinned message where there's a link for one-on-one links. It's $52. That includes the $2 PayPal fee, and it's for 45 minutes. When I come back from vacation, I'm coming back from Florida, and that price is going up. It's no longer going to be $50 because people are booking like crazy. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but it's going to be more than $50. So if you guys want to do that, let me know. New channel member, yo, shout out to you. I hope that you are part of the channel member only live after this. Do you do spreads? I do spreads. I do spreads. I do put credit spreads, and I also do debit bull spreads where it's like leaps. I do both. I prefer just doing straight cash secured puts. It's safer, but you can make a lot more money with spreads. Should I sell covered calls on Palantir with this conflict? I don't want to lose my shares. If you sell covered calls on Palantir, I would do it. Hold on, let me pull it up. Yes, you should be selling covered calls on Palantir if you know, if that's my opinion. Guys, look at that. Nothing like having $2 million to spend, right? On cash secured puts. Right there. Very, very nice. Let me do that. Boom. Right there. We're back. We loaded, guys. We got $2 million in the account to spend. This is straight spending. What are we gonna do? All right. Let's do options. Let's sell a call. We're going to go out 4 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, July 11th. That's 4 weeks. We're going to do Palantir options. Let's go to Palantir, PLTR. So you're not going to get much right here from the regular chart, only that the top of the Bollinger Bands is right around this range right here of 140 because it's like essentially all-time highs. This is not going to be too helpful for you. So if I was doing technicals, I would look at right here and look, the stochastic oscillator is just telling me that this is overbought. However, the green line crossed the orange line, which means that it's bullish in overbought, which means that it can still go a little bit higher. And the RSI is around 63, going towards the 70. Look, Palantir is overvalued right now. You're paying for Palantir for the next 5 years. With that said, I love the company. And if I were to do a covered call and you don't want your shares to get taken away, don't go to 20 Delta. Don't even do this. If you want to be super safe, 170 is the bet, guys. If you want to sell covered calls on Palantir, if this was me, I would sell a 170 for July 11th. That's pretty safe. As a 1 Delta. This is you not being greedy. This is you not wanting to give back shares. This is the safe bet. That's what I would be doing if I want to sell covered calls on Palantir. Adam, what do you think about HIMS for cash secured puts? What a good entry. So I was actually looking at HIMS last week. And if I was doing HIMS, I wanted to make a video on this. I just didn't get a chance to. And I believe that I was going to do HIMS like sell a put. Let's go 4 weeks out. I believe it's like 45 I was looking at, if I'm not mistaken. 1 second. HIMS. Let's go to HIMS. So yeah, I would be doing, if I could get into HIMS for under 45, like around, if I could get somewhere between 44 and 41, I would be happy. So maybe 44 is where I would start doing something, and this will give you 13 Delta. So if I was selling a cash secured put on HIMS, I would probably be doing a $44 strike. And this is me like saying, if it hits 44, I'm happy to buy it at 44. Yeah, so this is an entry point play. However, if you really want a better entry point, you could do this one right here. 1 second. 47 with the 20 Delta is a good entry point if you actually want to get into HIMS. But if you want to be like safer, I will be doing this one right here, $44 strike on HIMS, personally. Guys, by the way, this is not financial advice. This is 100% financial entertainment only. This is not to be misconstrued as financial advice. Don't take it for financial advice. However, if you want some financial entertainment, I do have a link that is pinned on top, becoming a channel member and doing a one-on-one. How much did you start with roughly? How long did it take you to hit your first million? I was a millionaire before I did YouTube. I was a millionaire at in my 30s. I would say like roughly maybe 35 years old, something like that, through real estate. And then like 2022, when there was a collapse, I got hit really, really bad. And then I recovered, and last year I was able to retire. Can you explain what you offer members and how it's accessed? Sure. If you want to become a member, there's a channel up, there's a link above. What I do for members is like they have 2 things that are 2 perks for members, and it's only 2 perks for YouTube channel members. I'm going to have community membership soon. I'm working on the website, and essentially those 2 things. After the live every Sunday at 8 o'clock, I'm going to have only a members live at 9 o'clock. So I'm able to go through plays a lot more, and I'm not rushing, and I take my time. A lot of people are doing the members live. So that's one. And the second thing as a member that you're going to be getting is access to a Discord, which I'm building out right now. It's not out yet, but it's going to be out within the next 30 days. YouTube membership is $10, and you get a lot of value in the lives. Some people that were on the YouTube member live last week might want to say it in the chat, but I take my time at 9 o'clock, and I really go over a lot of people's plays. Happy Father's Day. Adam, MDC is a great midstream ETF. And yeah, man, you can do whatever you guys want. There's different midstreams. For me, my midstreams is AMLP. I have a video on it on my YouTube, and that's what I'm sticking with. I also like ET. I have Hood cash secured puts for $60. Cash secured. What is a CSC? I don't know what that is. Tesos. Cash secured call. If dividend expecting date is on Monday the 16th, have you ever bought a stock pre-market and got the dividend payment? No, I never did that before. I don't play around like dividend harvesting. I don't do that. Some people do it to great success, but I never did that. De Jesus in English. All right, thank you so much. Appreciate that. So I have MSTY. I don't have PLTY. You got to be crazy to be buying PLTY because Palantir is at a height, and that thing is going to get absolutely clobbered if Palantir goes down. Forget about NAV. For MSTY, it pays around 100% in dividends, 120%, but that 10% a month goes down as the month stays calm. It's good. I think it should be part of everybody's overall dividend and income portfolio, but I don't think that you should bet the house on it. And it's going to be very hard for NAV to recover. With that said, it's down around 20% for the year, but it paid like 50% in dividends for the year. So if you're down 20% for the year, but you got paid 50 or 60% dividend, you're still up 30% for the year. As long as Bitcoin goes up and MicroStrategy goes up, you're good. When analyzing a stock Bollinger Bands, what's the best time frame to use? So I set up my Bollinger Bands for 30 days. A lot of people set them up for 20 days. I prefer 30 days. What forecast for next week, given the situation in the Middle East? Do you expect the market to pull back? It all depends as the war progresses. If Israel, which I expect Israel to do good, is going to keep perception of winning, then that's going to be good for the market. If Israel is going to have a perception that it's losing or it's taking too long, that's going to be bad for the market. I believe temporarily oil prices are going to go up for a little bit because of the oil fields. But all in all, I'm looking for a big dip to be able to deploy the 2 million to buy something interesting. For a high yield dividend stock you listed out, are they worth holding on to long term? I mean, I like them long term. Basically, the ones that I mentioned, QQQI, IWMI, SPY, they all use covered call dividend strategies. So they essentially do what I do, but for the stock, for the ETFs, and they do it on futures, which gives you some tax efficiency. I really, really like it. For long term, yeah, I've been holding it for like 6 months now or something, 7 months. I have no issues. I really like it. I love it, actually. Boom. You were right, Adam. My 138 cover calls on Palantir expired out of the money, so I kept my shares. Next week, I have a 440 expiration. I'm sure they'll be safe. Yeah, Elaine, you're doing good. You're doing good. And even if you're not safe at 140, so see where Palantir is going to be, but you could already roll it, right, Elaine? So you could already roll your Palantir. I think you'll be okay because Palantir is like super, super overbought. However, if you have an expiration the 20th, just roll it to 1, 2, 3, 4. Just go to June 18th. And I'm not really sure what your strike is, but try to go to 155 if you could. You'll probably be able to get away with that because it's like a 27 delta. Maybe not 155, maybe Elaine, see if you could go to see if you could do a 160 delta or a 155. See if you could roll that for 4 weeks and you should be fine. And you're most welcome, hon. You're most welcome. Elaine's an OG of Palantir. I had scheduled on July 13th, but it got canceled. Just click on the link right now. It's very easy. It's automatically set up with a payment schedule. I have appointments ready. Rebook the same appointment that got canceled. I just had I redid the way the scheduling has worked. That now it's automatically a link to pay with PayPal, as opposed to before. I'm sending people an email. I'm waiting for them to get back to me. Some people don't cancel, don't get back to me, just ghost me. And there's so many people that are waiting to get appointments that I decided to just reschedule it and have an automatic money payment. But the link is upstairs, JRV. Please book another session. Awesome, man. I'm from Florida. Shout out to Florida. I'm looking to move to Boca. I'm selling some calls on Hood at $64 for this Friday. Hopefully, I'll be able to roll it and make some more money. Let's go look at Hood. Hood is currently at 72.80. Yeah, you might want to roll these. So if it's me and I have this, I would probably be rolling. I mean, You don't have to do this, but I'm so scared that Hood is going to get away from me, like Palantir essentially, that I literally rolled my 70 strikes. I had 65 and 70 strikes or 75 strikes, and I just rolled them to January to 115 and 110 to get out of the play. So Pesos, if you feeling a little messed up and you don't want to roll it per month, you could just roll it to January, because I feel like once they hit the S&P 500, this thing has a really big possibility before the end of the year to go much higher, to closer to triple digits. So I just rolled it to 115 and 110 strikes. Looking at 2027, 200 strike AMD leaps, what do you think? I don't know. I don't really want to talk about leaps on this channel, but good luck on that. Blessings, Adam. Can you talk a bit about trading psychology when it comes to selling puts? Sure. Blessings, Todd. So a couple of key points. Number one, when you're selling puts, try to sell puts on stocks that you know. This way you don't get nervous. Two, try to get comfortable in uncomfortable situations. So when I had that SoFi play for $655,000, it was scary as shit for most people, but I was super calm. And people didn't understand how I'm not worried if SoFi is trading at $10, but I have a $14 strike. And to them, I'm saying, because I know the stock inside out, I know that it's going to go up and to the right. I just need to buy myself some time and get paid for it the entire time. So at the end of the day, pick stocks that you know very well, calm down and breathe, stay comfortable in uncomfortable situations. And number three, just stick to your principles. If you're underwater, wait until the last week, preferably Monday or Tuesday of the last week of expiration, so that you can roll it. Don't get gully. Don't start leaping. Don't start jumping. Just calm down, breathe, and stick to your principles of what you know in managing these type of contracts. That's pretty much it. Stick to the stocks that you know, comfortable and uncomfortable situation. Stick to your principles, stick to your rules of thumb, and you'll be okay. Lee, hi, Adam. Thank you for the one-on-one. It was very helpful. I really recommend it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lee. Me and Lee did a one-on-one. He was fantastic. We definitely got a lot out of our call. I get as much of the call as you guys do. I love speaking to you guys. Thank you so much for booking the one-on-one, Lee. If anybody wants a one-on-one, there is a pinned comment up above. Definitely hit the link. I have 627, 150 pounder call. Should I roll it if it gets to 150? So that's interesting that you say that. Let me just pull that up. So there's a couple of rules of thumb of when you're supposed to roll, okay? And he is saying that he has a Palantir covered call, not for this Friday, but next Friday. And he's asking me, should he roll if it hits 150? All right. That's up to you. So the rule of thumb is very simple. Some people roll if the share price hits your strike price. In this case, it will be 150. Some people roll if the share price hits the strike price plus the premium you collected. And some people roll if it hits the share price, hits the strike price, minus the premium that you collected. Either one is okay. Roll it at share price hits strike price, or roll it at share price hits strike price minus premium, or roll it share price hits strike price plus premium. Or don't do nothing and wait until the last week, Monday or Tuesday, to roll, which is usually what I do. Usually, but not always. For your information regarding low volume options, I experienced that with an option that ended with a 0.5 instead of a whole number. I had a hard time getting out. Now I try to do whole numbers instead of 0.5. Yes, the 0.5s happen sometimes, and it happened to me on SoFi. So sometimes if I try to roll like for 1 or 2 weeks, it's not going to give me the roll for the same strike because of the half. That's the only time I experienced the problem. So I would have to roll 4 weeks as opposed to rolling something like 2 weeks. And it was a pain in the butt. But all in all, it wasn't like anything crazy. Bitcoin is at 105,600, guys. It's running fast. Awesome, man. I'm from Florida. You're coming to South Florida, Dade County, Barrow County. I'm coming to Florida on Wednesday. I'll be there, and I'm going to, I believe I'm in Broward in Hollandale. We have a condo out there. I just want to say I love your work, bro. I got up to 6 figures on my own and can see so many more opportunities. I can tell you know how to produce money out of thin air. That's my goal as well. Yo, shout out to you. Everybody can produce money out of thin air. I'm no different than you. You're no different than somebody else. Everybody can do it. Don't let anybody tell you any different. The difference is between me and a lot of people and a lot of people and people in the situation is action. People are so scared to take an action. Now, this is not financial advice. You guys do whatever you guys like. But there is a phrase that says paralysis by analysis, which means you're so busy studying, you're so busy learning that you're so scared to do something. Don't be scared. Figure it out. If you're not scared and you know how to figure things out, you'll do okay. You don't even have to be smart. You just have to not be dumb. If you're not dumb, you'll be okay. And just do it. Try. But shout out to you for the 6 figures. Shout out to you that you're learning. Shout out to you that you're able to see more opportunities. How am I able to get margin to sell options on Robinhood? All you got to do is apply for it on Robinhood. Don't ask me. Contact Robinhood tech support. If you don't have that option, ask them how to do it. But it's literally just a button where you apply for margin. I recommend anybody who has Robinhood to have Robinhood Gold. You get the best rates on margin if you need it. How much margin percentage does Robinhood allow? Robinhood allows you 50% margin if you're buying stocks. And I used to think it's 25%. So it's not half, it's half of half if you're using it for options or futures. But they give me a little bit more. But let's just say 25%. Give me 160 covered calls this week on Tesla. Okay. Let's see. If you can get away with selling covered calls at around the 375 level, I would like that better. I mean, do whatever you want, but Tesla is stuck between the 20-day, the 50-day, and right on its ass is the 100-day and 200-day. I would prefer you going to the top of the Bollinger Bands at around 375 if you could get away with that. And Tesla can go either way. It's literally stuck in the middle. Now, preferably for me, I would love for Tesla to go to 225 so I can get a re-entry into Tesla. But if I'm selling covered calls, I would probably like to be somewhere around the 375 if that's going to work out for you. Yo, my man Z, happy shout out to you, man. Happy Father's Day, my brother. Happy Father's Day. I'm wishing you and your lovely girls all the absolute best. This is my friend Zach. I know him in real life. I grew up with him. We used to live on the same floor in the same building. He's an exceptional father, always working hard. A very, very good man. He is on my caliber of father. In other words, me and him put in work when it comes to our kids. We are in their lives. We are not just sperm donors. Shout out, Zach. God bless you and your family. Yo, Maytag, what's up? Yo, Adam, great stream. Just listening while driving home from a dinner with the kids. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate you. My absolute pleasure. Maytag was one of the first people that started doing my system. And I'm just saying my system, not because it's my system, just started selling options and listen to what I had to say years ago. And he's doing exceptionally well. I'm not going to blow up his spot, but he's doing very, very well. Hey, what's up? Liking the SoFi. Thank you so much, Manny. Shout out to you. What are your thoughts on selling covered calls on Mara? I mean, you could do it. You could sell covered calls on anything. The premiums are pretty good. In general, I don't like miners. I happen to have Mara. Unfortunately, when they started buying Bitcoin, I decided that I want to hold some Mara. I regret the decision. Wait 1 second. I'm just getting a glass of water. Have I ever done options on LSV? I don't even know what that is. So no. My pleasure, Elaine. Book the thanks. Looking forward to speaking with you on July 13th. Nice. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for booking. I appreciate it. I am going to try to give you your money's worth. So far, everybody who's booked a session with me has said that it's the best $50 they've ever spent. And for anybody that wants to know, when you book a session with me, I'll be super honest with you about stuff that I know. You could talk about stocks. You could talk about selling options. You could talk about buying options. You could talk about real estate. Whatever I know, I'll talk to you in a financial entertainment type of way. But the best thing about doing a one-on-one call, we share our screens. I can see your screen and you can see my screen, and we can actually have a conversation and go over plays. Appreciate you. Yeah, absolutely. But look, the best thing is to be safe than sorry. I don't want to sell my Robinhood shares. That's why I rolled it 6 months out to 110s and 115. You don't got to do that, but better safe than sorry. The premiums is not the end goal. The end goal is to appreciate, I'm sure, for most people. So for me, with Robinhood, it's not the premium as much as appreciation for that specific stock. That's why I rolled so far out. Thoughts on Kohler? I have no idea. SoFi or Hood for covered calls? Both, but I do more on SoFi by far. So SoFi ended up the week at like $14.10. It's currently trading at currently SoFi is $14. I am going to be looking to get into SoFi. I actually hope SoFi is going to go down on Monday, and I'm going to sell cash secured puts at a lower strike because I was rolling it the whole time at 14. In terms of a covered call, you'll get much more premium with Robinhood over SoFi. But SoFi kind of stays more steady, if that makes sense. Real fairs. If dividends is Monday, have you ever bought? No, sell puts the day before earnings points. Easy. What do you think about Zim? I don't know anything about it. Why is Adam's voice cartoonish? Not normally like this. Guys, my voice is off. Let me know if my voice is off. I think it's good. Some people are off for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, shout out to you, man. So anybody that's signing up for the one-on-ones, can I make one suggestion? Some people come prepared. Some people don't come prepared. Come prepared. Like literally write down your questions. And especially when you sign up, there's a thing for questions. I actually read that. Most people don't. So I'm prepared usually for our meeting before the meeting starts, so that I can give you guys the best bang for your possible buck. Just come prepared with questions, and we'll do a much better one-on-one. One-on-ones is $52, which includes the PayPal fee, 45 minutes. And when I come back from Florida, I'm going to raise the price. I would like to learn to sell options. Do you have 100 shares before you can sell? Yeah, so there's essentially two main options. There's puts and there's calls. Puts means buy, sell, and calls means buy in general. But when you're selling the call, you are saying that you're willing to sell shares at a certain price, at a certain strike price, and somebody is buying that from you, right? So when talking about options, in general, call options is saying you're going to buy something because you're buying the call. But if you're selling the call, it's the opposite, saying you're willing to sell your shares at a certain price, at a certain date, and you have to have 100 shares. You are covering the call. For a cash secured put, you are the opposite of saying, I'm willing to sell my shares, which means for a cash secured put, because you are the one who's selling, you are saying, I'm willing to buy shares. And you are securing the put with cash, hence the name cash secured puts. And every option is for 100 shares. How to manage buy call options near expiration date. How to manage call options. Buy call options near expiration. Are you saying that you want to buy the open options that you already have? Or are you saying that you want to buy call options? Or are you saying you want to buy your own call options? You only have to buy 100 shares if the strike price hits. Yes, 100 shares if the strike price hits. per contract. So if you have 10 contracts, it's 1,000 shares. If you have 5 contracts, it's 500 shares. Yeah, it's really, really good. I really enjoy it. But if I'm going to move to Florida, I'm going to move to Boca or Parkland. All the prices dropped. The houses that I was looking at before, they're all dropped like $100,000 or $200,000. It's crazy. Crazy deals. You get really nice houses in Boca right now. How do you think about Zim for its transfer? I have no idea what Zim is. I'm thinking about selling covered calls on MSTX. What do you think? Yeah, MSTX is solid. I sell covered calls on MSTX. I sell them on MSTU. I sell them on MSTR. MSTX is a 2x leverage fund on MSTR, guys, by the way. One covered call expiring next Friday in video. Should I roll a call? If you have a 153 call expiring next Friday for NVIDIA, don't even look at it until next Monday. If it's not for this Friday, so if it's not for the 20th and it's the 27th, don't worry about it. Worry about it next week. Or at the very least, if it hits 153. If it doesn't hit 153 and it's not next week, Monday or Tuesday, don't look at it. And then on Monday or Tuesday next week, worry about it. But by then, I'll have another live. If you do cash secured puts on margin, you have to pay the margin interest when you don't. No, you don't. At least in Robinhood, and I believe many other brokerages as well. But I'll talk about Robinhood. In Robinhood, if you don't get assigned, you don't have to pay interest because you didn't actually buy anything. Robinhood is essentially giving you an IOU marker saying, hey, Jinx has money. Jinx, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Jinx has money to buy these if he needs to. And we got his back. That's all. That's all they're saying. But until you actually buy it, you don't have to pay any interest. What's the reason recently in your video about how much capital you need when you said selling covered calls will keep you up all night? Well, you said I think you're talking about in specifically for 1 week covered calls. Like if you're selling options for 1 week, I would not be able to sleep because I would be checking my options every single day if I had to manage them every week instead of, that's why I do every 4 weeks. Yeah. So guys, July 13th is all booked. July 27th, I have 2 spots left if anybody's interested. I sold my first option last week. Cash Care put $60 on Hood for July 18th. Okay. Collectives that have found you on Ahmed's show. Nice, James. That's good, man. Good for you. I love a $60 cash secured put on Hood because honestly, if you're buying Hood for $60, it's a solid price. It's showing exceptional strength. And worst case scenario, if you buy Hood, all you got to do is wait a little bit. As soon as it's going to get into S&P 500, I could definitely see this thing going to like 80. I love you and all realize you're listening to the smartest person ever. Thank you so much, Zach. Thank you. I love you, bro. I love you so much. Thank you very, very much, man. Thank you so much. I love you, broski. Bless you and your family. My friend Zach, I know him in real life. We grew up together. I was his first friend in America. We met each other in the elevator. We lived on the same floor in the building. And the rest, as they say, is history. We were great friends. He knows my family. I know his family. And he's a great person, man. Can you please explain margin? Because just like credit cards, you can use kill money. How do you get 0? Okay, so I don't get 0% interest. I could explain it. So basically, if you have, let's say, $1 million in Robinhood or $100,000, it doesn't matter, 10,000, it doesn't make a difference. Whatever money you have, let's just use 100,000 to make it easier. So Robinhood is going to give you 50% margin in general, guys. Again, I'm not financially advising anybody. This is financial entertainment. I'm just talking about my own personal journey. Robinhood is basically gonna give you 50% of the value of your stocks, depending on what it is. Like for safe stocks, like ETFs, Palantir, things like that, they'll give you 50%. However, for options or futures, they'll give you 50% of 50%. 25%. So 100,000 will get you $25,000 of collateral to sell cash secured puts. If you buy actual puts. Like if you sell the cash secured put and then you buy the shares, yes, you're gonna have to pay interest on the margin because you bought the shares, which means your marker gets called and you get assigned and you have to pay margin fees. Sure. And I believe Robinhood is like 5.5%, something like this. However, if you don't actually get assigned, right? That's why I'm so thorough not to get assigned, right? That's why I'm always rolling because the goal is not to get assigned. And if you don't get assigned, you don't have to pay interest because you didn't buy anything. Until you buy the shares, i.e. get assigned, you don't pay nothing. Once you get assigned, sure, you have to pay interest. So for example, on 480 contracts of SoFi, I had 480 contracts. 13 out of 480 got assigned for $14 strike. So what is that, like 1.5%? It's like nothing. And that's just because I messed up with a little bit of a roll. I rolled it one day too late. So as long as you don't get assigned, you don't pay interest. I can't believe it's only $50 and a genuine dude who provides the true value. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much. Yo, I was speaking to some guy today. He's like, yo, and he was telling me, not even one guy. This is the third person that I've done one-on-ones, and they said how they either paid for courses or checked how much it costs to speak to some YouTubers. Yo, these people are robbing you. These YouTubers are robbing you. And their courses are straight whack. They're charging thousands of dollars for bullshit. Most of these YouTubers never made money in real life. They started making money off of your backs. They took your money, then you paid for courses. They start buying stocks, and then they show you $1 million portfolio. I'm a genius, blah, 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 blah. No, you just have an unlimited money source because people keep funneling money into your bullshit ass courses. You use that money to buy stocks, and it doesn't matter how much money you lose because there's an unlimited amount of money that's coming into you from you selling these whack-ass courses. The more money you show in your account, the more people want to buy your course. They don't teach you jack shit. The people selling courses, it's whack. You don't need it. You can find everything you need on YouTube. You have questions, book a one-on-one, $50. I'm going to save you thousands of dollars. And I can't promise you nothing, but I'm pretty sure I'm giving you for $50 value more information than you can possibly get in a $3,000 course that you're buying from these thieves on YouTube. Stop. Don't do it. None of these fools is talking to anybody for $50 because they want to rob you blind. Look, no Google. I do this shit live. I answer questions live without searching because this is real. Stop paying people on YouTube. They're full of shit. You're not going to get rich just because you pay somebody for a course. This is tough love, brutal honesty. That's it. What do you think about APLD regarding selling or buying options? I don't really know what that is, man. I'm sorry. Do you own AST? No, I don't own ASTS. I own DOYG. I'll show you what I own, guys. I own this. I own I own this right here. So ASTS, guys, is a space play. So is Rocket Labs. I almost got into Rocket Labs, but then the price shot up when it was trading for like $20. I even did a video on it for a cash secured put, but I'm not buying Rocket Labs at these prices because I already have a space play. I was able to get into Voyager pre-IPO. It's right now trading at 3 billion market cap. I got in after dilution, 1.6 billion. So I'm up on this, but I got in pre-IPO, and this is a space company. They actually partners with Palantir. Palantir invested, if I'm not mistaken, 50 million into the company, and they use Palantir software. So for me, this is my space play. Is Snap still a good opportunity? Yeah, so like some people were asking me questions about Snap. Yeah, bro, I'm in Snap. So the only reason I got into Snap was to give people like a cheap entry. Like, and I did an $8 cash secured put, and somebody on my video was like, "Oh, Adam, it's under $8. What are you gonna do now?" And to this, I'm gonna say, what the flying F does Snapchat have to do with a war? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, in a war, more dumbasses are gonna use social media. This is great. So I ended up selling options for Snapchat sell put, and I went to July 11th, and I ended up doing an $8, right? This was my play, $8. Well, if you're gonna take a calculator and you're gonna do 100 divided by 8, and then you're gonna times it by 43 cents, which is the premium that you're collecting, 0.43, you're getting 5% on this play, bro. 5.375%. When I first started these, and it was trading closer to 8.50, I was selling these $8 calls. I was getting 24 cents. Then I sold more at 30 something cents. Then I sold more at 40 something cents. So my average, I believe, is like 30 something cents. I like this play. But if you want, this is a better play. This is the safest play right here, 750. Because if you go to Snap, right here at 750, if you go to year to date, you see it bottomed out right here at $7.23. Then it touched right here at 761, and it touched right here at 783. So 750 is above the lowest point of the year to date. Doesn't mean it can't go lower. I'm just saying I really like a 750. I'm okay with an $8 because I feel like this is going to have a bounce back. We'll see what's going to happen. But in short, yeah, I like Snap. I don't know much about the company other than it's a social media company, but I do like the play. I signed up. I'm really looking forward to Laura. Oh, shout out, Laura. Shout out. I'm looking forward to it too. Anybody that's signing up for a one-on-one, I have a link. It's pinned to the top. Let me do it again. Let me just do it again. One moment. Guys, if anybody wants to do this, I just put a link. This is for my YouTube channel membership. And this is to book a one-on-one. The one-on-ones right now is $52, which includes the PayPal fee. And when I come back from Florida, the prices are going to go up. I'm not sure how much it's going to be, but it is definitely going to go up, the prices. I think it's going to be like $75 for 45 minutes. And this is just beta testing. So if you guys want to sign up, it's $50. How much of that 50% margin is giving you or using to sell cash secured put? So every single month, I use roughly between, it's plus or minus $1 million I use for every month. So I think the lowest I go is like 900,000. And I think the highest I went is like 1.3 million. But they give me more than that. I just like to have a cushion. But I'm selling a few thousand every month. Contracts. All right, let's fast forward. Let's see who we can get to. Let me do channel member questions. Hit the like, 137 watching, only 3 likes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Adolfo. I appreciate you. Guys, if you want to become a channel member, I have a live just for channel members. If you want me to go over your play, if you want to ask a question, I am much slower. I don't talk this fast in the next live. It is only for channel members. It is $10 to become a channel member. I have a live every single Sunday for channel members. It is an amazing value for $10 because I will go over every single play sharing the screen. The last 10 minutes, I'm going to go over channel member questions, guys. Would you sell cash secured puts on Tesla now? Yes, I would sell cash secured puts on Tesla right now. And I would probably be doing it. Last time I looked at Tesla, it was 6-50. But let me just take a look really, really fast. Guys, I'm only answering channel member questions for the next 10 minutes. Let's do this. Sell cash secured put 4 weeks, July 11th. Let's see if I can still do the 250. So if I was doing Tesla cash secured puts and I really want to be safe, I would be doing 250. You're not getting a lot of premium over here, but I would be doing the 250s because I have a feeling that Tesla is going to go down after earnings. And 250 would be the minimum that I'm comfortable to get into this play. Preferably, I would like to get into Tesla at 225. I'm not saying Tesla's going to 225. I'm saying I would like to get into Tesla at 225. Steven, shout out to you. When you have a covered call and it hits the price before expiration. No. So as an options buyer, you have the right, not the obligation. As an option seller, you have an obligation, not the right. So whoever is buying the option from you can exercise it at any point in time that you are below your strike price or above, in terms of covered call, below your strike price, but they don't have to. So all the time I say that I am managing my plays on the last week, Monday or Tuesday. Why? The reason why I say that is most people who buy options are greedy, which means they are not going to exercise until the last 1 or 2 days, which is Thursday, Friday of expiration. 99% of the time. Doesn't mean it has to be, but 99% of the time, which means it gives me the first 1 or 2 days of the expiration week, Monday or Tuesday, to manage the contract. However, they can assign you at any point in time, literally the next day if it happens. If you don't PayPal, do you accept Zelle or Cash App? If you want me to do a Zelle, I can set you up and we could do a Zelle one-on-one if you'd like. We can do a Zelle one-on-one if you'd like, but I prefer the PayPal link. But if you want it, then I'll hook you up. I got in on margin. Awesome. Got it on margin. Absolutely, man. It's margin is literally for option selling. It's literally a printing press for money. As long as you don't become greedy, you do your technical analysis, you stay comfortable in uncomfortable situations, you're good. Would you still sell cash secured puts? Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I would love to sell cash secured puts on SoFi, but I would wait for a dip. I don't want to be in at $14 anymore because there's so much competition between Robinhood and SoFi, especially when Robinhood said that they're going to be doing bank accounts. I don't want to do cash secured puts on SoFi at a 14 strike. I would be comfortable at a 12.50 or 13. So if SoFi drops, I will be selling cash secured puts. Maybe this week even, but not right now. Adam is an open book. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. Sean, what's up, my man? How you doing? Hello there. I got APLD last week, and I want to ask you later about it. Great premium. Sure, we could do it in the next live. We'll go over the play. Analysis on MP. Let's do it. MP. I don't know what MP is, but let's do it. MP materials. Didn't they have something to do with like China or something, right? Cash secured puts. Yeah, this is not going to be great for cash secured puts because if it's me, I want to do cash secured puts somewhere like closer to the $20 mark. And I see where this thing is right now. You're not going to be getting the premiums that I would want to get into. And also, you want to be selling cash secured puts on red days. And it looks like this thing is, it looks like this thing is absolutely shooting up. However, with that said, so the reason why, look, check this out. So this thing is overbought. So you know that this thing is going to be coming down. So if you're selling cash secured put, you're shooting yourself in the foot right now. So if you're going to do a cash secured put, I'm not going to analyze this right now. You want to sell a cash secured put when it's cooling down because right now the oscillator is all the way past 80 and the RSI is almost past 70. Like, the oscillator right here is a freaking 98 out of 100. Like, it's absolutely crazy right here. So I wouldn't be selling cash secured puts on it right now. In terms of later, ask me a question in the future when we get a little closer. Okay. Let's see. Guys, we have 4 more minutes. Let's rock and roll. Any questions? Yeah, for sure. Wait for a pullback. You want to sell the cash secured puts on massive red days, not on these green days. So definitely just chill out. I wouldn't be touching that right now. Uh, what is the reasoning for choosing 12-13 for the 13 strike on SoFi? It's based on technicals. I'm not saying that 12-5 or 13 is technically where I want to be. I'm saying that if you've been watching my channel or anybody knows me, I had a $655,000 position on cash secured puts for SoFi and had a $14 strike. And like 2 out of those 4 months, I think it was in 5 months, 2 out of those 3, 4, or 5 months, SoFi ended like at $13 and something. So if I had a 13 strike, I wouldn't be worried at all. But $14, it's a little bit uncomfortable. Thank you, Elaine. Have a great weekend. What do you think about cash secured puts on Chewy? I don't really know anything about it, to be honest with you. CHWY. Yeah, you see, this thing also had like a crazy bull run, but then it had like a comeback. So I don't know what happened here. I guess right here would have been a really good point to sell a cash secured put, but I don't know why it ran up. Like, I don't know what was the reasoning for this crazy run up, right? But I guess because it took this massive drop from 48 to 40, this looks like maybe it's a good opportunity to do something. I don't know. But I don't know much about it. I wish I did. I'm sorry. But if you want to talk about it on the one-on-one, I'll be happy to review everything with you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it for you becoming a channel member. Guys, we have channel member lives only in about 1 minute after this, and it's going to be a very small group of people, maybe like 20 people. Definitely, if you guys want, become a channel member. Yeah, if you're not going to get that 2%, you're going to get absolutely wrecked. Michael, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you for becoming a channel member. Thank you very, very much. Guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm about to start in 1 minute. And yeah. All right, I'll see you guys in the members live.